Hello, friends and enemies. It's me, V, and we're gonna talk about the shit that went down. Now, what shit? Let me Quentin Tarantino things real quick. As you know, there were YouTubers that came out where they admitted to things. One guy was like, "Yeah, I talked to teenagers, but it was their fault." No, motherfucker, it was your fault. You are the adult. You had another person who was in an area where someone was being sexually assaulted and did nothing. And we're going to talk about that because that brought up a lot of old feelings for me. And we're going to start it in high school because I'd been thinking about the shitty things I had done. And someone said to me, you were a predator in high school. How does it feel knowing you were a predator in high school? And I looked back and I was like, oh shit. And that's the thing. It wasn't enough of me already thinking about things from the shit that I did in 2009 to 2015. But when I got that message, I was like, oh shit. And it really made me think and reflect back on all the shit that's happened. I'm still a work in progress. Someone asked me when I said I was going to do this video, they said, are you doing it because you want your ass pats and you want these people to go and say, I accept your apology, blah, blah, blah. No. They don't have to accept my apology. Again, if you wrong somebody and they say, I don't accept your apology, guess what? That's within their right. That's their valid answer. Don't force somebody into accepting someone's apology if they don't fucking want to. That's the first thing. Number two, this isn't me atoning for it. I atone for it every single day. I go out. I think about the shit that I've done. And anytime I see other people doing the same shit that I did, I call them out on it. And I tell them, this is why I'm calling you out on it. Because the shit that you're doing, I used to do. It's not funny. It's not cool. It's not cute. Stop it. Because I don't want you to end up harming someone else, changing their personality and whatever, because you thought it would be funny or that everybody was in on the joke. It's not a joke. So let's start in high school. High school. I liked a guy. For whatever reason, I felt he was out of my league. I got bored. And going from middle school to high school, my brain was like, oh, I'm going to do these weird and wacky things and people are going to get that it's a joke. No. It was fucking weird. I would take my camera out and I would get pictures of people. There were certain people I got pictures of because I knew that they hated it and they would say, stop, I don't like it. And they would get annoyed and I would just bother them. Chase them throughout the halls. Really creepy, fucked up shit. It took people to say, hey, that's fucking weird. And I didn't do it after high school. During high school, I still did it. There was one guy in particular who I used to terrorize. And I am sorry. That was gross. It was disgusting. And people were like, oh, she likes you. That's why she's doing this weird shit. Blah, blah, blah. And he was really uncomfortable. So I really amped up the fact I liked him. Now, did I really like him? No. And the reason I say that is because I was talking to a girl and liked her a lot. Then I was talking to someone else that I really liked. That person, everybody found out and was like, oh, I got outed. I think you've heard the story of how I got it, how I was outed in gym class. Even during that, I still would harass this guy just to be an ass. But in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, he's in on the joke. It's funny. He thinks it's funny as well. Look and observe it. observation. I think that's the one thing that I've really worked on over the course of my years. Having people thankfully call me out on stuff and say this is not appropriate, and then me looking at it and going, okay, I see where this was going from. My thought process was this, and having these people say, no, don't. It's fucked up. So, that's what happened in high school. That's just shit I did in high school. I also chased other guys. Did I like any of those guys? No. But I would mess with them. I'd write them letters about, oh, I like you so much, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. They all ignored me. They all told me I was stupid and ugly, fat, whatever. Continued doing that. Went to college 4 different times. Wait, was it 4 times? Yeah, it was four times. Went to college 4 times. Last time. Let's see, the last time. No. We actually should talk about this. The 3rd time I went to college. The 3rd time I went to college, I was drinking a lot. And I made passes at my friend's significant other. That's how fucked up I was. And the thing is, it wasn't just him. Any guy that I knew was single. No, I'm sorry. Any guy that was taken, engaged, girlfriend, I then would get really flirty with them. I'd be like, oh, hey, throw myself at them like a pathetic fool. And thankfully, all of them said, back off, you creepy bitch. I got my feelings hurt. I tried to guilt one guy, and he was like, at least he didn't call me creepy bitch. He just really was like, you're pathetic. But he said it in a nice way, and then I was like, oh. And then I felt sorry for myself. That was in 2009. Was that in 2009? No. That was after 2009. My memory is not the best, so if I go back and I'm telling you the facts because I want you guys to know this shit's it's not cute. And just to lay it all out there, if you identify with any of that shit, don't do it. So 2009, I can't even remember what year that was. I know it was 2009, but I mean, in terms of schools, I don't even fucking know. But I threw myself and my friend's significant other. And we kept in touch, but didn't really talk about the fact I threw myself at him. He was like, no. We talked on Skype. Then he was like, oh, and it got sexual. It got sexual. And it got to the point where he was like, you should, take your clothes off and you should do things. And I did it. And this was on Skype, so I didn't think anything of it. He had video. He had recorded that. He asked for photos because I was camming at the time. So he was like, oh, really? You're camming? I'm like, yeah, I'm camming. I'm doing this and that. He's like, oh, show me. So I did. And then he used it against me and said, I'm going to tell your friend, my girlfriend, what you're doing because you're pathetic. Unless you send me more videos. Unless you do these things I say. So then I did it. Felt really shitty. Then stopped it. And then he told her years later. And she hates my guts. And rightfully so. Because I broke her trust. I broke a lot of my friend's trust. And I am really sorry because those were close people of mine and I fucked up horrifically. And I'm sorry. And you know what? They haven't forgiven me. They've told me to go fuck off. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And that's not me being petty. That's me being truthful. Like, if you have someone who is toxic, you get rid of that fucker. Other things that I have done besides that. So let's see. Making guys, doing that, throwing myself and my friends, again, boyfriends, ones that I liked. Other ones I didn't do it to. I got really drunk, and from 2011, really 2011, all the way till 2015, after I would get off of work, I would drink. That's what I would do. I would drink. And then I would fall asleep and wake up. And then I would go to work. And I did that for a while. And then, as you know, there was the attempted sexual assault, in which my closest friend at the time, who I will name Ryan, I'll name him Ryan for this, was trying to sexually assault someone that I knew, named Bob. Now, I knew... I've already even forgotten my friends. I've even forgotten the friend's name. The point is, I had known this guy for a long time. So when I saw him about to do it, I was like, no. And my brain started to do that weird shit that a lot of brains do, that I've watched people do year after year after year. Whenever there is a sexual assault allegation, I have seen other people say, no, I know this person. They wouldn't be doing that. I'm here to tell you right now, you may think you know your friend, but guess what, baby? You don't know your friend. And even when you walk in on him about to do it, you still don't really know him. Because he may say, oh, I wasn't like that. Or maybe your eyes are deceiving you. And you may be so much drunk where you're like, okay, well, maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe I just made it up. And then you talk to Bob, and you're like, what's going on, Bob? How's it going? And Bob is telling you these things that your so-called closest friend was doing to him. And you're still drunk, but you're fearful. You're fearful to rat out your best friend, because you're like, oh my God, if I rat him out, he'll go to jail, and I'm drunk, and he's done so much for me, and I know him. I know he's a good person, because if he's not a good person, I'm not a good person, and I know I'm a good person, so he must be a good person. Therefore, this must be a one-time thing, even though Bob has told me he's been doing this for a year. Maybe he's just Bob's kind of crazy. Bob is this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But I know my best friend, and my best friend, even though I saw him with my own eyes, tried to do it. He was drunk. He didn't really mean it. That's what my brain did. That's what a lot of people's brains apparently does. When they see something about to happen, a lot of people, if it's your closest friend, you may have that flight of, oh my gosh, what do I do? Do I stay? Do I run? Do I help? I always thought that I would help. That didn't fucking happen. And then I talked to Bob, and I played devil's advocate. Don't fucking play devil's advocate. I'm serious. Don't ever play devil's advocate. If someone has been sexually assaulted, if someone has been robbed, if someone has been, beaten within an inch of their life, whatever it may be, do not play devil's advocate and be like, yeah, well, what will the courts do? Fuck that shit. If they say they want to go to the cops, you go to the cops with them. Don't say, yeah, I'll go with you to the cops, but just so you know, they may not believe you because it's been this long. I had wondered, like, when it happened in 2015, It was 6 months of, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Because it was in September. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? And then I'm like, why is he not saying anything? He's not talking to me. What the fuck is going on? Blah, 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 blah. This, that, and the other. Da, 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 da. And then I looked back at my messages that I had sent to him, and I sent to my best friend, my so-called closest friend. Because the closest friend, even though it happened in September, end of October is when I finally said, we are no longer friends. Yeah. Because I felt I had owed him. Because he had gotten me some jobs, and he had done this and that and helped me out a lot, so I felt I owed him. I owed him a chance in my fucked up mind. And I turned away from somebody that needed help. Because I thought, oh, well, you know, he'll deal, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I did that shit. And it's gross. Because I look back at the messages I sent him in 2016, because I was like, why is he not doing anything? And then I read my actual messages. The disgusting messages that I had sent him in texts, that I sent him in Facebook Messenger telling him like, oh, this and that, blah, blah, blah. To the point where he was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything because of me. Which means this son of a bitch can now go out and do whatever because I was an asshole. Because I was so fucked up in the head that instead of having a monster go to jail, I decided to side with that monster and not help someone who was in need, who was hurting. That's fucked up. And I sided with that motherfucker. And also, when I was breaking off as a friend with him in October of 2015, he said something that I didn't really think about until 2016. And when I say 2016, I can't remember the exact month, but I know it was after reading the text messages that I really thought about what he said. And he was like, in the text message that he sent me, he was like, you do the same thing and you're no better than me. And why are you like this? And da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm not like you. And he's like, yeah, you are. And that made me think of all the shit that I'd done. All that stuff that I told you. I'm no better than him. I think I got a pass with being really creepy to guys because I'm a girl. I was creepy in college. And when I say college, it was the last college. So college 4, there was a guy. So I was like, oh yeah, I like him. I don't like him, but I was bored. And one of my classmates, Dan, said to me, not his real name. Ha! Didn't tell you Alex's real name. Okay, we're gonna cut that out. The point is, Alex went and he said the truth. And what he said is, you don't know when to stop. Like sometimes there will be jokes or you'll see someone's uncomfortable and you'll take that as a joke, but you're not actually listening to them. You're not looking at them as people. And I think that's the shit that stuck with me. It's a thing of, wow, I'm really shitty. I need to work on that. And 5 years. 5 years of mentally going through all the baggage and horrible shit that I've done. Realizing that I've lost tons of friends because of my selfish actions. Thinking about everything. And when I see something, calling it out as best I can. Which is telling somebody, hey, don't do that. and telling them this is why you should do that. Pinching guys' butts. I did that 3 times. And I know it was 3 times because I know the guys that did it, that I did it too. We were in the club, pinched their butts. Doesn't matter if they were gay or that if I knew them, it still was fucking creepy. I feel gross. I feel gross because I didn't want to. I didn't want to say anything. And I feel gross thinking about that shit. And that's how I've always felt. Thinking about the past, it makes me feel gross. Because that's a part of me that I don't want to acknowledge ever. That's the part where I look at it and I'm like, ooh, you're disgusting. You're fucking gross. That's why. But that's part of who I am. I have to sit in the shitty mess that I created, and I just have to fucking sit there and go, you know what? I accept it. If this means whatever happens, whatever happens. And I think that's the main thing that a lot of the other people aren't doing. They aren't realizing that the shit that you do, sometimes you have to pay the piper. And that may mean losing the fame and the fortune and whatever you have. And also them saying, oh, I've learned my lesson. No, you haven't. You have to constantly work at it each and every fucking day. There are some times where I say something inappropriate. I catch myself and I'm like, ooh, I should apologize for that. Because I need to apologize for it. But one thing I will say is I've not been chasing anyone and acting creepy. I'm actually mentally making sure that I read people's body language, and I'm making sure to just honor them. And if I'm not sure, which honestly there are a lot of times I'm not sure, I'm like, nope. I may think it's funny, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel and what I'm thinking of doing, so you can tell me if that's a good idea or not, because I don't want to repeat. So yeah, that's shitty shit I did. And I know someone called me a predator, and that's the whole reason why I made this video. I'm so sorry for wasting your time. I have nothing else to say except my heart hurts. And my heart hurts mostly because I'm just thinking of Bob and how I could have protected him. So if there's anything out of this shitty ass rambling story, is this: don't be a fuck up. If somebody is hurting, help them out. I'll talk to you guys later. And as always, I'm not even going to say fuck. I'm not even going to say that. Instead, I'm going to say, be better than I was. Bye. And also, sorry again for trying to make a joke by saying Alex's name. I don't think he gives a shit if I say his name, but just in case.